everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
I once went to the wedding of a woman who proposed to her partner. Now, let me preface this by saying this is not my ministry, but to each their own. A friend of mine invited me to be her plus one to this wedding. I didn't meet the groom until the day of the wedding, but I knew the bride before. The first time I met the bride, I was blown away. She was absolutely exceptional. She was funny and kind and thoughtful and just so beautiful. And she had this incredible job. She still has the job, but the job was a reflection of just how exceptional she is. So when I agreed to go as the plus one to my friend, I had no clue that the bride had proposed to the groom. And one day, the bride and my friend and I were all out, and the story of their engagement came up. And it was not a down on one knee in front of the lawn engagement. No, 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 no. We're talking they were on holiday. She coordinated with the resort. There was a full beachfront proposal, like the full Monty, okay? And while I'm listening to her tell the story, I'm just thinking, wow. Again, not my ministry, but to each their own. And he must be really exceptional for a woman like this to propose. So fast forward to the day of the wedding, I finally see and meet the groom. Now, let me preface this by saying that everyone is beautiful in their own right, and he is by no means fugly. But, and however, just not my cup of tea. But that's fine, because he doesn't need to be my cup of tea. He needs to be her cup of tea. But I was surprised. So the wedding commences. It's beautiful. The reception, absolutely gorgeous. No expense was spared. It was very clear observing them at the wedding, hearing what they had to say about each other, that there's so much love between them, and I don't want to take that away from this beautiful couple. However, I felt that she loved him more, just by the way she talked about him, the way that she looked at him, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm so wrong. They're still together, and I hope they remain together forever. And I am still perplexed that she proposed. So moral of the story, actually, there is no moral to the story. I just know that no one's going to see this because everything I've posted for the past week has just been stuck at 300 views. So I feel confident that this is not going to go viral, and no one I know is actually going to see this, especially not the bride. I once went to the wedding of a woman who proposed to her.
Well, this video went viral and everyone's seen it.
Everything I fully expect to get for Christmas from. I once went.
So let's get this straight. Women are going all out to propose to men. Why? Because women are being more masculine, and it's just the way of life is. So when you see a lot of this aggressiveness coming from women, why be surprised that women are now popping the question? I mean, I'm not, because every day you turn on the TV or turn on YouTube, is some panel arguing about men and women, and what women can do for the world, and how if women weren't around and the world would collapse, or if men weren't around and women wouldn't know how to skin a turkey. I don't know. It's just the dumbest questions of all. But of course, when you hear these panels, the way they talk and act, why would you be surprised that there is a woman who is proposing to a man in this climate? I mean, y'all already say it, that y'all can rule the world, so you might as well start proposing to men, especially if they ain't popping the question. What to do a minute with Mishi? But then you also have women who are marrying women, so they're proposing to other women at the same time. And of course, if they're proposing to women, then why wouldn't they? I think this will become so much more common. And I'm gonna just be honest, I wouldn't advise a woman to propose to a man without asking him first. Like, would you be mad if I proposed to you? Like, cause you might get rejected. I think any man that says yes to a woman proposing to him, I would be reluctant to say yes. I'd be like, yo, why would you do that? Okay. you know, I want to marry you, but this ain't how we do it. I'm going to just be honest, baby. Don't do that ever again. Okay? Don't. If you want to get married that bad, okay. I got you. I'm going to marry you. I love you enough. I'm going to marry you, but don't ever propose to me again. I would say that. I don't know what any other guy would do, but that's just my opinion. Now, any guy who what is a guy supposed to do when a woman proposes to him? Be like yes, bitch. Wrap his arms around her, jump up with his leg in the air. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Hey Alexa, play Taylor Swift looking ass. What is a man supposed to do? It's not sentimental. It's not cute. It's actually uh, demasculating a man to ask a man to propose. A minute with me, she says, I will count all the grains of sand on every beach on this planet before I propose. I get it. Listen, I get it. I think any woman who proposes to a man is controlling. Any woman who forces a man to propose is controlling. You shouldn't force a man to propose to you because, you know, like if you say, oh, if we're not getting married, this relationship is over. But he love you, so he marries you. But then the relationship ends up falling apart anyway. So just don't do it because we just watched a video where a woman walked away from her engagement, and you know she pressured him into being married in the first place. Like, I'm sure any woman that gets married knows marriage is on the table, or any woman that gets proposed to. No man is going to a woman and asking her hand in marriage, and they have not spoke about marriage prior to the engagement, unless they were in a relationship for a very short time. I'm talking about 3 to 6 months. That's when a guy be like, "Man, I love you. I'm just gonna marry you," versus a person that's been there for 2 years and then y'all get married. You know, I'm sure marriage just came up in a conversation a few times.